Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryland. Currently, it is 27.1 degrees outside, 69% humidity, and 1.3 k of breeze. It's been top of 34 today. So it's been a nice temperature, and tomorrow is going to be virtually the same. Okay, it is now gone 7:30 p.m., 19:30 hours, 09:30 UTC. It is Wednesday night. It's another edition of VK4BAD Badnet for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I'll now change my call sign to the club's call of VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. And this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. And now listening for any call-ins, VK4BAD.
Go first, VK4FAX. Obviously nobody else is there. VK4 Mike Victor.
Well, we usually got the normal two who call in at first. VK4FAX and VK4 Mike Victor. Good evening there, Don and Al. Is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD?
VK4IJP.
Good evening there, Alan. VK4IJP, Ian, VK4IJP. Anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club before we start the first round? VK4BAD? Okay, nothing much happening at the present time. It's been a bit of a mixed bag out here at the present time. Been doing a few little jobs. I'm still waiting on a couple of parts for the Echolink system. Hopefully they'll be in on Friday's mail. Then hopefully by the end of the weekend, the Echolink system should be up and operational. Okay, a bit more on that at half time with the club news. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I also like to thank and say hello to the people who are watching on the live stream. I hope you enjoy it, find it interesting. If you do like the contents, hit the like button or the subscribe button as well, and you'll be notified when a new episode comes up or something else. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. We've got VK4FAX, Don in Drayton, VK4 Mike Victor, Al in Dalby, and VK4IJP, Ian in Proston. Anyone else want to join the net before we start the first round? VK4BAD? Okay, nothing heard at the present time. VK4 FAX, VK4 BAD. Over to you there, Don.
But from the sponsors. Okay, yeah, VK4 BAD, VK4 FAX. Mr. Group, good evening to you there, Gary and Al and Ian. Sausages all went out there, and I think it's warming up a bit. But I've been out of circulation in air conditioning most of the days for the last 7, and I think you're well aware where I am. And not looking good after tomorrow either. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Hopefully we come up with a decision tomorrow. It could go into Friday. And we've been told we can't go anywhere over the weekend if we don't reach a decision. Yeah, I'm hoping we can come to a conclusion sometime tomorrow or Friday. Anyway, be that what it may, it's an amazing process that we go through, making decisions legally. Otherwise I've been sort of out of circulation, apart from getting home of an evening and doing the net Monday night, Tuesday night, and catching up with the locals here on the 70cm network, and Gary was there as well, and then on 2 meters last night on the wide area. Pretty sure Gary was there again. Were you not? I'm just looking at the log sheet. No, you got a bit of explanation to do there, Gary. All good. We had a great night anyway. Over to you there, Al. VK4MB, VK4FAX.
VK4FAX from the group, VK4 Mike Victor. Good evening, Don. Evening, Gary and Ian. Or the usual suspects. A bit scratchy in the throat. Just gulped down the afters from dinner. Take my evening pills. And yes, I hummed around and bumped into things and went, what am I going to have for tea tonight? So I opened the fridge, and lo and behold, there was a couple of lovely pieces of salmon. So they were pan-fried with some vegetables, and that went down a treat. So that's all tucked away. And what have I done? We've been busy mowing lawns, getting things tidied up, but making up leads for radios. Another one will go back to its owner in the post tomorrow. One got picked up yesterday and went back to Brisbane, so that's cleared that off. And I continued with the saga of the Kenwood TL922 amplifier. Some parts arrived and were fitted. They function, but there's still other bits and pieces, so I'm slowly finding more and more, so it might get to the stage where it's an unviable repair. It might have had a flash over in one of the tubes. It's got a shorted grid choke on one of the valves, and although they should be all grounded, but this is the way they do it, and I've seen all the modification sheets, and they usually just ground them all out and do other various things, but to do all those, it's probably going to make it unviable. But anyway, we'll see what happens when we get there. But Yeah, I think I'm going to be a bit savage and take a higher stance and say no, sorry, just not working on it. It's a beast of a thing, and there's a few thousand volts wandering around in there, so I've got to be awfully careful. So, okay, round to you, Ian. VK4AJP, the group VK4MV. Yeah, good evening, North. Gary's on, Al. And, yeah, bits and pieces all turning up in the freight. Yeah, we've got to order some more bits and pieces as well. For a couple of different things happening around the place. I've been keeping it rather low key as, I've just been a little bit crook, so yeah, I've been, I think, yeah, I sort of listened last week, or was it the week before? I've been crook for a little while, so, yeah, laying low and sitting there, yeah, not talking too much. So the sport next tonight really suits me fine. And John, you're making or being part of making big decisions, eh? So yeah. Hopefully it pans out to be the best for the majority anyway. And Al, amplifier, that sounds an incredible challenge, and a few thousand volts kicking around the place. Yeah, I must admit, I know when we studied, we did valves. I think that thing lasted for about 5 minutes, and with the electrophone, that's all they're finishing up anyway. And that would have been in the mid-80s or thereabouts. Yeah, early 80s or something. I don't know. So yeah. I suppose you've just got to turn it off and go and have a cold drink. There's probably only so many cups of coffee you can have while you wait for everything to bleed down, hopefully to the safe level. So just taking it easy, doing a couple of things here and there in the place. And that. A little bit of DX on HF. Ireland last night on 12 metres. And, the bands are very, very quiet. So, any of you guys doing anything on HF? Even the FT8 is pretty quiet too, on 12 metres it was fairly strong a half an hour ago, but not sort of much happening around on the well, I call the top three bands 12, 10 and 6 metres. So this morning on 6 metres I did hear some beacons, but they were very, very soft, and they just petered out through the day. Found a audio plug, which I thought I'd have to go and buy one Friday, so I can plug audio into my computer and get the FT8 operational. So, it's all, things are happening slowly, but I'm looking forward to getting the FT8 side of things operational, just to have a go at it and see how it all goes. Anyway, VK4BAD is the group. This is VK4IJP.
VK4IJP, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. No worries there, Ian. Before we continue on, is there anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD? Okay, nothing heard on that one there. Not a problem at all. Okay, no worries there, Don, with you going down a bit. No problems there. You're pretty well on the crook side for what I hear. The excuse for not turning up on Tuesday night. I was listening. I was listening, but no, I was doing other stuff at the time, and but I was listening to the group. Okay, there, Al, on doing some catch-up work and got quite a bit of it done. I'll get up to your place there one day and pick up that rig, but won't be this weekend. Okay, and Ian, yeah, you're being crook also there. So that's seems like there's a bug going around. But, no problems on that one. Okay, with what's happening with the Echolink system. Right, bring your Zor up to date at the present time. My TNC to SO239 adapter turned up in yesterday's post. Or, well, they did. There was more than one, of course. It'd be silly just to order one. So the Echolink radio can now be connected to the main coaxial feed. I'm still doing a couple of little other jobs as well. I'm waiting on some where the radio is, the Echolink system is. I'm waiting for a couple of Wi-Fi antennas, beams. Stand by. VK4BAD going again. Yeah, I'm waiting for a couple of Yagis to come to replace, so I could actually get Wi-Fi back up into that area. They should be here on Friday, and I could put those in. Just makes it a bit of a stronger signal when I'm beam to beam, and I could point each one to each other. Okay, the Echolink system is VK4RET-R. That's the call sign that it will be using, VK4RET-R. That you'll be able to find that in the repeater section of Oceania. If you've got a DTM microphone, you could use DTM 7325597. The node number for the Echolink is 7325597. So if you've got a DTM microphone, you could pop that number in, and you will access the Bunya Mountains repeater. If you are using the Echolink system, to disconnect from the system, if you're talking to somebody, if you're disconnecting from the system, put a DTMF tone of 7-3. That's 7-3. And it will disconnect you from the Echolink system, and it will just go back to merrily listening for someone else. Okay. To go with it, if you do interconnect into the Echolink system, will get a welcome to the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's RET repeater. Enjoy your conversation, and at the end, when you do sign off, it will say goodbye, and I hope to see you again, or hope to hear you again soon. Stand by. Excuse the third party in the background for the ones online. Cyrus is either chasing another goanna or he's playing with his football. So he's making a bit of noise outside. So apologies to the online guys who could hear him. Okay, before we start the last round, is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD? Okay, nothing heard on that one. I can guarantee, though, once the Echolink system is switched on, we will have at least a couple more coming in from OS. Okay, VK4FAX, VK4BAD. Back to you there, Don.
VK4BAD, VK4FAX is the group. Yeah, good evening once again, boys, everyone. Yeah, you may have misunderstood. I'm not unwell. I'm just involved in on jury service, and I think we're into day. I've lost count. I think we're day 7, and it's been very taxing mentally wise, and that's where I'm coming from, Gary. I'm not unwell, health wise. Maybe brain is drained, listening to all the evidence, etc. So that's where I'm coming from there. Deliberation day starts tomorrow or so, and it's very, very complicated. So anyway, we'll see what happens. We've got some clever people on there with me, and lots of questions and answers required. Anyway, it's an experience. I have done one before, but it was only a simple one. It went a couple of days. This one's much more complicated. Anyway, I can't talk about it. All I can do is generalise on what's happening. Good to hear that you're still persisting there, Al, with those endeavours to help everyone else out with their damaged units. The hand mic that we picked up the other day, I'll just break. Those up he offered to take it home, and because he's got all the equipment to do the change over the plugs on the end. He's done that and dropped it around on Sunday. I plugged it in, I think it was Monday morning or something. No go. So he did it by colour code, and obviously there's a variation between the old mic and the mics that you so graciously gave me there the other weekend. But anyway, we'll persist. There's no great rush to get it organised. It's only an old 40 channel CB that I have here in the office, and I don't often get on it. I just mainly listen, and that's the situation with that. VK4MP, over to you there, Al, VK4FX.
VK4FAX and the group VK4 Mike Victor. Yeah, fine, Don. Once upon a time, I think with a lot of microphones, you could go by the colour code. White was PGT and whatever. I never went by those colour codes, and a lot of people could do it out of their head, but I've seen too many variances in the commercial world, and when they started using all 8 wires, or 6 at least, and there were programming lines mixed in with it, and voltage supplies. It never rings true anymore with colours. You've got to track them through, and you'll find they even changed colour inside the microphone itself. They quite often use, in the Tate ones, they use black for grounding, and then brown for the audio, red's the PTT, and it has to go through another little board. So you've got to, and the audio will get broken by the PTT line. You've virtually got to look at both ends of the wire just to ensure that yourself you're using the right one. But I never trust them. And a perfect example of one of the radios, the one that's going back tomorrow, it's amazing the limited information there is on these radios. No matter how good they are, they're just not backed up. And I couldn't solve the problem with it in operation, but the guy wanted a connector to go onto the back to feed his linear so he could key it when he used the radio. And for some stupid reason, they used an IDC computer socket, 20 pin or 26 pin, on the back of a radio. High and very difficult to get anything that makes a proper connection to it. So total fail in my mind. And looking at the user manual, trying to fathom out, not only did they use that connector, but they numbered it differently, supposedly, according to the manual. But when I physically checked it, it wasn't. It was totally reversed to what was indicated on the manual. Pin 1 and 2 were supposedly on the left-hand end, but no, they were on the right-hand end, and that didn't line up with the functions. So I had to prove exactly where it was going and make it from several sources that double-check, triple-check that I was putting it in the right spot. Very disappointing for what is a nice performing little radio, but it doesn't get supported with hard facts that you can rely on when you're doing things. So a bit disappointing. So I always make things up, knowing what the pin is, what the wire colour is, and where it's going to the other end, and make sure it's 1 to 1 or through from function pin to the other end for the proper use. And I double, triple check them and make them rather solid and reliable before I let it out the door. So yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment, that one. But anyway, it will go when it's manipulated the right way. Anyway, around to you, Ian, VK4IJP, VK4MV. take anything for granted today. Red doesn't mean it's positive. Black doesn't necessarily mean it's brown or negative or zero or something. Yeah, it's right our these are these days, yeah. Then, as you say, yeah, it goes up and it goes on the circuit board, then it can change altogether anyway. So, I don't know, I think some of these, yeah, it's just all random to have a fair way and keep all the techos on their toes anyway. Yeah, starting to cool down and there's been a lovely breeze blowing here for the last hour or so. But, yeah. And, yeah, I forgot, yeah, I knew something with the service. Yeah, anyway, it sounds like it's been a challenge, and maybe in time to come we can hear a little bit more about it. Yeah, I think you said you've done it several times, so I've never been asked, so I don't know whether I've missed out or not, but I imagine it's just a huge learning curve and probably something you won't ever do again. Oh dear. I've got to extend the time out time. It's supposed to be 3 minutes, but I think it's only 1.5 or something like that. This radio time's there. I was wondering how's the Tablelands repeater coming along? Maybe at the end of the net you can probably just let us know, let everybody know. I was just going to try keying it over today, but didn't quite get around to it. In Echo Link Gary, yeah, I'm looking forward. I've got a DCMF microphone on this radio, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens and see what strange accents we can hear on it when it all starts to happen. It sounds good. I've never used it, so I think. Well, I know it was coming in when I was fading out many years ago, so but I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes as well. Anyway, Gary, over to you, and thank you for running the net and doing a great job, and with the live broadcast and everything. That's really quite good, Gary. I did, when I was on my last trip away, I did watch it a couple of times, so it was very interesting. So it was good. It's all good stuff what you're doing. VK4BAD and the group. This is VK4IJP.
VK4 IJP, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. No worries there, Ian. Before we close off the net, does there anyone else want to come in and say hello, goodbye? VK4BAD listening? Okay, nothing else heard at the present time. I would like to thank you all for turning up tonight. As far as I'm aware, with the Tablelands repeater there, it is operational. Well, on 5 watts as far as I'm aware of. That was the last update I had of it, but Elle will probably know a bit more than what I do on that one. Okay, this is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. We hold this net every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. local, 19:30 hours, or 09:30 UTC every Wednesday night. And we're the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I would now change back to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryland. And until the same time next week, I'll say 7-3. And thank you for joining. This is VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo. Out.